Do you ever wish you could play life like a video game? Diligently working through obstacles, leveling up your character, and having a blast while doing it. Yeah, me too, ever since I was a kid. But when it comes to leveling up yourself, procrastination always takes over, and year after year, you find yourself in the same position as the year before. But what if we could use these immersive principles that game designers use and apply them to our own life? What if we could make our life a game with clear objectives, rewards, and a sense of progression? In this video, we're going to explore how to turn our lives into our own epic adventure with the help of game psychology. A few years back, I drew the line in the sand and made some massive changes in my life, as if I were playing this out as a game. The first thing you need to realize is all these awesome experiences you go through in a game, these vast landscapes, most of them are based off of reality. They are real places you can go to and explore, but like a game, you're not able to access these areas of the map without leveling up your character first. Games have been around for thousands of years, from the earliest board games played in ancient Egypt to the latest online multiplayer games. So how can we turn our daily routine into a game? Well, it turns out we can, and it's called gamification. So what is gamification? Simply put, gamification is the application of game design principles and mechanics to non-game contexts. It's a way of using the power of games to motivate us to achieve our goals and make it more fun in the process. There are several pillars of gamification that are key to its success. The first is clear objectives. Just like in a game, we need to have objectives and goals to work towards. It's pretty rare that we're just floating through a game aimlessly without at least a hint or a nudge from the game designers on what you should be doing next. These objectives should be specific, measurable, achievable, and they should be broken down into smaller, more manageable tasks. If you take anything away from this video, getting clear, actionable steps towards your goal is everything when you're trying to play your life out like a video game. When I was working my first major corporate job, my direct support walked me down the aisle of my peers and said, "You know what the difference is between the folks here that are making the bare minimum and the six-figure earners?" I said, "No, what? Tell me." I wanted to know because I wanted to make a lot of money. She said the six-figure earners do one thing and they do it well. Each and every day, their calendar is stacked with clear objectives and goals that they need to hit at specific times throughout their day. And the ones that were just scraping by were the ones winging it. And it was true. I would walk by the desk of my colleagues, see their calendars, and know who's making the big bucks and who's not. Another way game designers keep players engaged and motivated to work towards these objectives is feedback and progression. In a game, we get constant feedback on our progression, whether it's through leveling up, earning points, or unlocking new achievements. In life, we can do the same by tracking progress and reward ourselves for hitting major achievements along the way. This is why trackers and wearable tech is a $13 billion industry. This business understands that a huge driver of motivating people towards their goals is through feedback and progression. So how can you leverage this gamification tactic in your own life? Well, when I was building my social media marketing agency with one of my best friends, David, back in 2017, a major objective for us to hit was to get more clients so we could get more revenue and sustain ourselves because we had quit our corporate jobs.
Today is the day that I go in and quit my job.
Instead of focusing on this big objective of closing clients for my agency, I would gamify the process by getting excited and focused on filling up my calendar slots with business owners who would simply give me the time of day. Each time I filled out that calendar block, it was like a game. It was a reward for me because I knew each block that I filled up on my calendar was one step closer to closing a client and getting thousands of dollars a month for my business. This idea of feedback is closely tied to my next point that game designers use to get people completely addicted to the games they're playing, and that is rewards and incentives. The mobile app gaming industry has leveraged this to almost a criminal degree of success. Games like Candy Crush, Angry Birds, Clash of Clans have been on the top list of apps forever. All of these games have in-app purchases, which are rewards, coins, tokens, to incentivize you to pay to play. At first, these rewards are given as a freemium model, and you get hooked through positive feedback and progression. Then, at the critical moment, it's all taken away. Well, you have to keep going. You're too deep. and people purchase the rewards to keep the train going. In life, we can use this same principle to reward ourselves for achieving our goals. Whether it's something small like going out for dinner, maybe buying something that's been sitting in your Amazon cart for the past 6 weeks, or something much larger like a vacation. My business partner and I do this all the time. When we hit major milestones, we reward ourselves. Just last week, we hit a major milestone and we bought ourselves some pretty cool mechanical keyboards that I'm pretty excited about. It's nerdy, but it's gonna be awesome. And small things like that can make all the difference. All the work, effort, and sacrifices needs to have some kind of reward to keep you hooked, engaged, and continued on the process. Back in 2016, 2017, I really made some of these gamification principles priorities in my life. All the things I wanted to do that were kicked down the line, I began prioritizing and making major changes. Around then, I had a major heart issue that had me questioning a lot. At the time, I was working a stressful sales job, and year after year, no matter how hard I worked, it felt like the game was reset to zero. It didn't matter how many millions of dollars I made the company, it was always, what have you done for me lately? And if I had a few bad weeks, I was gonna be on the chopping block. That's when I decided I need to start my own company. I always wanted to run a business, but I never knew how. And 6 months later, I was walking into my manager's office and putting in my 2 weeks notice. I ended up building a social media marketing agency with my best friend David, and it's now a 7-figure operation. I don't think I would have been able to hit these goals and objectives and grow this business really if I didn't use gamification principles to make it fun, rewarding, and keep me motivated. If you're interested in entrepreneurship or doing something similar, I've actually put together a course and curriculum on how you can do the same. The links are in the description below. If we turn our lives into a game, it makes it much easier to take risks and not go with the status quo. By using the pillars of gamification, setting clear objectives, tracking our progress, rewarding ourselves along the way, we can turn even the most mundane tasks into fun and exciting challenges. And by accomplishing those goals, you may end up changing your life. So what are you waiting for? Grab the controller and start playing the game of life. And if you're looking for a great morning routine to kick off this new way of life, check out this video here where I break down Andrew Huberman's $1 billion routine. I'll see you over there.